Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning into the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Thursday night. We have a new league in session here this Thursday night. It's the Sobo Throwback 200 for the Sim Auto Racing Association, also known as SARA. Going to be taking on this great, wonderful 4/10 of a mile track here at South Boston Speedway. We are going to go to playing of the national anthem while these guys get these cars warmed up and ready to go. A little bit of test action out there on the Speedway right now. When we come back, a lot of great race action to come your way here tonight. So don't go anywhere, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Thursday night. I'm Dustin Caldwell, and tonight it's Throwback Thursday here for the Sim Auto Racing Association, putting on the Sobo Throwback 200 here at South Boston Speedway. This 4/10 of a mile track is going to be some great racing action taking place as the super late models will be battling it out around this 4/10 of a mile track. Race information on your screen here as the drivers are set to go to the grid. As you can see, it's about 4/10 of a mile track. We got 75 degrees in the air with 89% humidity. Some overcast, 75 degrees matching that air temperature down there on the pavement. Taking a look at the grid as we see the drivers have made it out there. We'll go ahead and get that gridding action for you here. It looks like Ben Nile, the number 72 car, making his way up on the pole here tonight. We'll have Matt Rolfe to the outside of that first row, the number 5 car. Looking back in the second row in third position in that inside lane. The number 8 of Derek Robinson will have Gareth Gonder to the outside, the number 41. The number 97 of Joe Schaefer Jr. will be running out your top 5 as Wendell Starton will be in 6th. 7th position, Ty Spearman, David Kekorian, and Tim Bills, Evan Sorensen will round out your top 10. Here's a reminder of what the grid looks like as they are starting to make their way around the track. First lap completed as they begin. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Total of 25 super late models on their way. Pace car set to go into the pits. There it goes.
Green, green, green.
There's the green flag. We are off to the race. And Nile already up to a nice sizable lead as he comes out of turn number 4 into the front stretch. Barreling down towards turn number 1 has the number 5 of Rolfe to the outside, the number 8 of Robinson. Back there in third position as they battle into turn number 3 here on the second lap. Beautiful looking throwback paint schemes here tonight, folks. As these super late models thunder out of turn number 2 into the backstretch. That number 97 of Schaefer Jr. battling hard with Gonder as they make their way into turn number 3. The 41 of Gonder to the outside of Schaefer. Working hard now. Look at these cars. They are battling hard out of 2 here on lap 4. And it looks like Gonder's going to make some contact with the wall. The 66 of Kekorian now behind him in the Exalta throwback paint scheme. Old Jeff Gordon style there for you. To the inside of Gonder through turn number 4 into the front stretch they come. 72 of Nile out to a nice sizable lead. Got about 3/10 of a second lead over Matt Rolfe as they work their way into turn number 3 here on lap 6. At 72 car, nice throwback paint scheme. As Rolfe battles, now you can see the number 8 of Robinson working his way up towards Rolfe into turn number 1.
All right, man, caution is out.
And
caution
it looks
is out.
like we're going to have a caution flag here on lap number 7. Some heavy damage down there on Matthew Eddy, the number 88 car. We're going to go back and take a look at the replay. So as we follow the 88 of Eddy, heavy damage down there on that car. Definitely some bumping and bruising going on around there. Not sure it's going to be the 88 that's going to bring out the caution. Definitely does have a lot of damage to deal with on that car. Given the fact this Throwback Thursday here for the Sobo Throwback 200, we want to give a good shout out to the sponsors here tonight. Tonight's sponsors, Callaway Investments, providing more than 80 rental homes as well as vacation homes in the Panama City, Florida area. Also want to give a shout out to Grassroots Vintage. Aiming to revive the short track racing community, Grassroots Vintage creates new apparel designs with a retro feel and offers great consulting, design, and printing for racers and teams. Also, GM Parts Experts. GM Parts Experts is your one-stop shop for all GM parts needs, offering original equipment replacement parts at rock-bottom prices. Same-day shipping and backing it all with a price match guarantee. Visit GMPartsExperts.com for more info. And it looks like it's going to be a heck of a battle up front as Ben Nile, trying to hold on to the lead, will have to deal with a very fast number 5, Matt Rolfe. See the Bell South paint scheme there on that number 5 car. These guys tonight definitely running some throwback paint schemes, maybe of their favorite NASCAR drivers or even local home track drivers. As the lights have come off the pace car here into lap number 12, we will be back green on lap number 13. Rolfe in the turn 4 racing car, ready to go, as it looks like the 72 of Nile will be setting the pace as the pace car enters turn number 4 now. And the pace car is in. There goes the 72 of Nile, not wasting any time. Beautiful restart as Nile works his way through the first couple turns into the backstretch, takes over the race lead. Nile now back into the front stretch. Across the start-finish line, works his way out of turn number 2 into the backstretch. Look at the single file race action. As we look back through the field, you can see some side-by-side action between Gonder and the 92 of Ty Spearman. Spearman to the inside of the 41 of Gareth Gonder as they work their way out of turn number 2 into the backstretch. Still some side-by-side race action between these two drivers. Ty Spearman, member of the Posse team, working his way still to the inside of Gareth Gonder as they come now into the backstretch towards turn number 3 here on lap number 16. Back up front, total of 15 laps led. Now 16 laps led for the 72 of Ben Nile as he leads number 5 of Matt Rolfe. So far here in the first 17 laps of the race, there is your top 5 positions. Nile brings his car into turn number 3. The number 8 of Derek Robson back there in third position has Joe Schaefer Jr., who looked really good in the heat races, was up front, actually got turned, thrown into the wall. A little bit of an incident there. So it's a little animosity early on between Schaefer Jr. and Robinson. We'll have to see how this will play out as the laps progress. This is a 200-lap event, and it's looking to be about 10% complete next time by. .52 there of Cody Endman. Midwest driver here tonight, started 13th, worked his way already up into the top 10. He's running in 9th position, just about 2 seconds behind your race leader. Nile now out of turn number 2 here in lap 22, down to turn number 3. Still holding on to that 0.3 of a second lead over Matt Rolfe. Down the front stretch into the first turn they go. Evan Sorensen, that number 11 car, running that throwback scheme, that Mountain Dew scheme on his car. The Canadian driver tonight started 10th, up close to the top 5 as he's in 6th position, just on the outside, looking at Kukorian's bumper there, and now he's going to get pushed high into turn number 3. And it looks like that 37 of Tim Bills is going to go by the inside. That 52 of Cody Endman right there behind him. Both working that inside groove there as they work their way into the third turn. Nile now into the front stretch across the start and finish line into lap number 26. And it looks like Robinson's thinking the inside groove as he looks to the inside of Rolfe here in turn number 3. Somebody's down on pit road already. A little bit of issues with some of the drivers here tonight. Turn number 2, one of the treacherous turns you're going to see as they exit, get really close to that wall. Robertson and Schaefer Jr. back 3rd, 4th respectively as they follow Nile and Rolfe, and Robinson looks to the inside yet again. As they battle down into turn number 3, Schaefer Jr. in the 97 car looks to follow Robinson. If Robinson takes the inside of Rolfe here, we're going to see a little checkup action there in turn number 2. Kikori in there back in the top 5, the 66 Exalted car. California driver here tonight, up 3 positions from where he started on the grid as he started 8th here. Already into the top 5, right there behind Schaefer Jr. Into the front stretch towards turn number 1 now. Cruise control mode at this point, ladies and gentlemen, lap 31 of 200. And now looks like Robinson maybe thinking an inside pass as Rolf is starting to push in the turns. Here comes Derek Robinson, excuse me. And Robinson still running that lower groove. He's going to fade it out towards the wall, but he is working his way to the inside of Rolf. Just getting to about quarter panel, not quite door level as he works the inside groove. Rolf still continuing to push high, but it is working for him. He's staying out in 2nd position. Schaefer Jr. holding on back there in 3rd as now Kikorian in the 66 looks to make his way up to Schaefer Jr.'s bumper. Ben Niles still the car to beat, the 72 car up front. Has led since the green flag, now looking to make his way into lap traffic. Looks like it's going to be the 88 of Matthew Eddy just ahead. Driver had some damage early on that car. And here comes Nile now. Out of turn number 4 into the front stretch.
Lap traffic ahead. As it's going to be the 50 of Jason Battis. Jason Stewart as well. And there's the 72 to the inside of Battis as he works his way around Ben Nile. 2, almost 3 wide action as they come out of 2, and Eddie had to check up there as Battis was looking slow out of turn number 2. Here comes Ben Nile in the front stretch. Across the start-finish line into lap number 40. Still some lap traffic ahead for him. .05 car, or excuse me, .03 car, that's Jason Stewart. Ben Nile goes by the inside in the 65 car. Oh, some checkup action as it looks like Robinson is able to get around Rolf, so Rolf falls back to 3rd position in the midst of all the lap traffic. 65 car of Mark Royers up to the high side now. Nile and Robinson battle it out here on lap 42 as they work their way into the 3rd turn. Nile still continuing to work the lower groove, and Robinson really making that extreme low groove work as he's now looking to the inside of the 72. As they work their way through the turn into the back stretch, here comes Ben Nile. Some more lap traffic ahead. Looks like it's the 54 car. That is Devin Rital. He's going to push up to the high side and allow the lead lap cars by there into the back stretch. Rolf had to sway a little bit to get around the 54 car. Kikorian now, and Spearman to the inside. Spearman running that Miller Lite. The High Life Throwback paint scheme. Nice looking paint scheme there on the 82 car. Just outside the top 5 in 6th position. And we got a nice little battle up here in the front 4. As now Derek Robinson has taken over the race lead. So Ben Nile, total of 45 laps led, falls to the number 8 as into lap 48. Derek Robinson will be credited with the 2nd lap led here tonight. Derek Robinson, another Turn 4 racing team member, works his way into turn number 3 and 4 now. Excuse me, 2 into the backstretch. Booth tends to shift on me here, folks.
Some of the things to talk about tonight as we're watching Matt Rolfe now to the inside of Ben Nile. Looking like it's going to be a side-by-side battle as Rolfe still stays in the lower groove. Out of the second turn into the backstretch now. Rolfe working that inside groove around Nile. Nile has Schaefer Jr. who's going to dive to the inside. Into the front stretch they go in a beautiful battle across the start-finish line as Joe Schaefer Jr. in the 97 car looks to be the inside of Ben Nile. Rolfe gets by, moves it back into second position. Place he's seen pretty much all night. And it looks like Krikorian back there in the 66 Exalta car looks to the inside as well. Nile is definitely hanging out to dry in the middle groove. Will push high towards the wall in the backstretch. Schaefer Jr. still at door level in the inside as they work their way out of turn number 4 into the front stretch. Across that start-finish line into lap 54. The 97-72 battling side by side. Can Schaefer Jr. get around Ben Nile? 8 laps led now for Derek Robinson up front. A little bit of looseness there from the 97 as he's going to show a little bit of wiggling out of the back. Now through the turn, here comes the 82 of Spearman. He's looking to the inside of Krikorian as they work their way through the turn. Into the backstretch they go. It's amazing to see how well the middle groove is holding in the temperatures that we have here tonight. Oh, and it looks like Krikorian's going to get a little turn. The 82 of Spearman had to check up. Excuse me, the 92. I've been calling him the 82. The 92 of Ty Spearman had to check up. He's going to fall back to 13th position and continuing. Robinson now up front. Some lap traffic ahead as well. Looks like it's going to be the 84 of Russell Berry right in front of the 8 car. Into turn number 3. The number 8 car has a nice, beautiful 1.5 second lead over the number 5 of Matt Rolfe. Right back there with a lap car in between. Rolfe now looking to the inside of Scott Dunlap. Into the third turn they go here on lap number 60. As we follow the Bell South number 5 car, let's take a look at your top 5. It's Robinson, Rolfe, Nile, Schaefer Jr., and Bills. So far, here is your race summary. Out of the 60 laps completed, 1 lead change, 1 total caution. Talking about things you're going to see here tonight, drivers will be allowed to pit for 1 set of tires during the race. Any extra tires is going to result in a penalty. Note that this league is running open setup with no fast resets for your iRacing drivers out there. That is a scary thought. These drivers are what we call hardcore mode, as now you see Eddie battling side by side back there as Robinson looks to take the 65 car on the inside. That is Mark Royer going by Matthew Eddy now to the inside of the 88 as he works his way through the turn. Into the backstretch. Derek Robinson, total of 19 laps led here at South Boston. Take a look at all the lap cars in between. There is Matt Rolfe, number 5 New England driver. Started second, he's holding on to it. He's got a sea of lap cars ahead between him and the race leader. Now a gap of about 1.8 seconds, 1.7, 1.8 seconds between him and Robinson as he looks to take the inside there. Into the backstretch, he'll go around the number 50 car. It's Jason Battis, excuse me. Robinson still continues to move through the lap cars. As we look back in 4th position, Tim Bills at 37 car. Works his way to the inside of Battis. Schaefer Jr. right there behind him as they look to pass. Number 2 of Scott Dunlap to the inside. Again, talking about the open setups. For those of you who are not familiar with that term, this is about as real as it gets, folks. is what you would find on short track racing. There are no equal in short track racing. Everybody can set this car up. A fixed setup would mean all the cars are the same. The only really adjustments you can make are on the steering wheel. Open setups, everything is open to your liking. So you can set that car up the way you want it to be, and that's why you're seeing a lot of these guys early on, like Derek Robinson right here. Total of 26 laps led now as he makes his way into the third turn. Looking really solid, worked really hard all week putting this car together, and the hard work is paying off as Robinson now total of 27 laps led. So the term no fast resets, what does that mean, folks? Well, if you wreck your car, you're pretty much going to have to sit down on pit road and get the dents banged out by your pit crew. A lot of leagues will have fast resets, which allows your drivers to go down pit road, and just in the blink of an eye, you get the car repaired to like it was a fresh new car. Rolf now still back in second position as he works his way into the backstretch. 74 car just ahead, that is Connor Blaze. Gonna push really high there in turn number 4. The number 5 car goes by the inside. Ben Nile back in third position has Tim Bills behind him as they work their way into the backstretch towards the third turn. Into the front stretch comes the 72 of Ben Nile. The guy who's led 45 laps of this race, currently running third, is now Tim Bills. Looks to the inside as they work their way down towards the third turn here on lap 78. Nice little inside battle. Bills is really setting up that lower groove for a possible inside pass on the turn. It's 75 degrees the temperature tonight, folks. You think that outside lane wouldn't be working as well as it is. But it definitely is panning out well, but now Bills looks to the inside of Nile. A little side-by-side action into the backstretch. Can Bills get around him to the 37, battling hard with the 72. And he's going to push here in turn number 4. That's going to allow some momentum to carry that outside line. So Ben Nile still holding on to third position on into lap number 81. Robinson, though, beautiful lead, 3.4 second lead over Matt Rolfe. Just making easy work getting around these lap traffic guys. Talking about guys just ahead, looks like 38. Excuse me, the 36 of Darrell Hamlin. Beautiful Kodiak throwback paint scheme on that car. Robinson's going to work his way around. Clay Snyder, Ian Lane, two of the drivers just ahead. 38 of Clay Snyder. Bill's still trying to work his way back to the 72 of Nile after pushing in turn number 4 a couple laps ago. Out of the 4th turn now into the front stretch, the 37 of Tim Bills still trying to climb. Let's jump back to 5th position as Joe Schaefer Jr. here tonight started 5th. He's holding on to his starting position, looking to be about 8 to 9 seconds off of your race leader. It's Matthew Eddy, the 88 car behind him. Kukorian still holding on to 6th position as we look back to 7th. The 52 of Cody Endman has a lap car between him and Sorensen. Sorensen, the number 11 Mountain Dew car, right there behind the 50 of Jason Battis. And a little bit of blink action from the 41 car. That's Gareth Gonder. He's going to disappear. Struggling to stay connected to the server, and here comes your race leader. But 8th position now, down 1 lap. Derek Robinson to the inside, out of turn number 2, into the backstretch, into the third turn. And a nice little bunch up of cars here through the turn, nearly 2 to 3 wide. Into the backstretch they come rolling. A little bit of contact action between Snyder and the 11 car of Sorensen. Into the backstretch, Sorensen has given up position, falls to 11th. And he still continues to have some issues as he's got some front left damage on the car. See there on the quarter panel just as he makes his way through the turn. And it looks like Hamlin's going to get by him. 36 Kodiak car makes his way towards Gonder. Gonder's going to make some contact with Snyder. Darrell Hamlin, another turn 4 racing guy, part of that team. As he works his way into turn number 2, towards the backstretch behind the 41 of Gonder. And now Hamlin trying to get around, but Gonder is going to look to the inside of Snyder here in turn number 1. And the battle for 9th position. What a beautiful battle here between Snyder and Gonder. Gonder to the inside, towards the front stretch, has a nose over Snyder. And it looks like the 41 car is going to pan out. Here comes the 36 of Hamlin to the inside. He's not going to have the momentum to get around. He'll settle up behind the 41 of Gonder. Gonder now out of turn number 4, will take over the position and moves up into 9th. Snyder now battling as Sorensen looks to the inside. He's going to get around him. Sorensen making his way up from 12th. Snyder falls to Hamlin. So Gonder and Hamlin get around the 38 car. Taking a look back up front here, folks. That is your race leader, Derek Robinson. Total of 54 laps led now for the number 8 car. As he works his way into turn 3. Now into the front stretch. He's going to cross the start-finish line. So we've reached the halfway point of the Solo Throwback 200 here in South Boston. We're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll have some more race action for you. So don't go anywhere, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome us back to South Boston this Thursday night. I'm Dustin Caldwell. Sim Auto Racing Association Race SARA in action here at South Boston. Derek Robinson with a nice sizable 4-second lead over the remainder of the field. Quick shout out to our sponsors here, Callaway Investments, providing more than 80 rental homes as well as vacation homes in Panama City, Florida. Also, Grassroots Vintage. Aiming to revive the short track racing community, Grassroots Vintage creates new apparel designs with retro feel and offers consulting, design, and printing for racers and teams. As well
All right, man, caution is out.
GM Parts Experts, as we got a caution flag come out. Visit gmpartsexperts.com for more information. So a couple drivers here, the 03 of Jason Stewart and the 92 of Ty Spearman have called it quits tonight. And now we see the race leader, Derek Robinson, come down pit road. They are allowed to take one set of tires. Imagine we'll see a 4-tire swap here possibly from the 8 car as the right side comes up. 2 tires on, 2 tires off. And they're going to come around the left side, and he's going to get a full set of tires here. He's able to take it 112 laps under race conditions as Robinson now makes his way off of pit road. And a gamble here, as it looks like Akorian may have only taken 2 tires. So the 66 car beats the number 8 car off of pit road, but he's have to come back. He's going to come back down. And just barely missed the pit box. Schaefer Jr. looks to have stayed out. 97 car just ahead of Robinson will come down pit road this time by. You're a hardcore racer and want to race with the big boys, folks, and you love short track racing, this is the league for you. Check out their website. They got a lot of good series that they race, a lot of different vehicles, racesara.com. Or Sim Auto Racing Association out there in the iRacing League directory. Filled at the grid here tonight with 25 cars, down to 23. Only 2 cautions and 112 laps. Lights come off the pace car, wave arounds being issued. Here we go, folks.
All right, man. Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
And given the fact that the wave rounds was a lot of drivers, they're going to give us one more round of caution, one more pace lap. So 2 teammates up front, both Robinson and Rolfe. Turn 4 racing drivers. We'll have Bills and Snyder behind them. Bills a wheeling and dealing motorsports. Snyder is also a turn 4 racing driver. So out of the top 4, 3 are teammates. There goes the pace car into the pits.
Green flag.
And the green flag flies. We're back to the race. Lap 119. And some nice side-by-side action as the top 3 drivers, Robinson, Rolfe, and Bills, begin to pull away. Schaefer Jr. has a side-by-side battle behind him. Gonder now. Quick work. Got some lap traffic mixed in with these guys at the restart. Following the number 8 of Derek Robinson into the backstretch here on lap 123. Pulls away to a 0.4 of a second lead over the 5 of Matt Rolfe, who has the 37 of Tim Bills behind him. Across the start-finish line into 124 now. Bills really on the bumper of Rolfe as they come out of turn number 2. Schaefer Jr. solid in the 4th position slot as he works his way through the first 2 turns into the backstretch here on lap 125. Behind Gareth Gonders, Darrell Hamlin, the number 36 Kodiak car. Looks to the inside of the number 2. That's lap traffic. That is Scott Dunlap. And behind Hamlin is Nile. Keep in mind, folks, the 72 of Ben Nile, your pole sitter here tonight, led a total of 45 laps. Currently running 7th position. Now Kokorian in the 66 Exalta car looks to take Nile to the inside, but Nile's going to go screaming to the outside right around the 36 of Hamlin. And here comes Kokorian. Oh, a little bit of bump action there between the two of them. And we've got a car spun out.
Caution is out.
And it looks like it's going to be the 41 of Gareth Gonders spinning out here, folks. Let's go back and take a look at the replay. As we follow the 41 car. Gonna hop on board with Gonder here. Heavy damage on that 4 car. He's gonna get loose. So really just got on the throttle there and got himself loose in the backstretch, and he's gonna go right up into the wall on the entry point to turn number 3. Right when a lot of traffic was making their way by, and ouch. That is going to be a heavy hit from Dunlap right to the side of Gonder. And that's going to be a lot of damage on that car. May have retired the 41 here tonight. He is still sitting down on pit road. He looks like he is going to bring it back out. Really beaten up car. Hamlin behind him. So taking a look at your top 5, here's what it looks like. Derek Robinson, total of 84 laps led now. Matt Rolfe, Tim Bills, Joe Schaefer Jr., and Ben Nile creeped up from 9th position back into the top 5. Here in the 3rd caution. It's going to help his cause to get back up towards the front. Race summary. Out of 132 laps completed, 3 cautions, 3 lead changes. As the cars begin to bunch up 2 by 2, the lights come off the pace car. We're going to be back green on lap 135. Pace car set to go into the pits. Flagman ready to give the signal. There goes the pace car.
Green flag.
And the green flag waves. We're back to the race. Lap 135. Beautiful side-by-side action into turn number 3. And Robinson out of turn number 4 already starting to pull away to a 0.2 of a second lead over Rolfe. Bills looking to the inside of Rolfe. Kokorian and Nile battling it out. And now Bills to the inside of Rolf. Trying to get some momentum gained here on the inside groove as Rolf working that middle groove. It's catching the momentum's off the turn. Bill diving it down in that turn. He's going to push a little bit out of 2. It's still giving the momentum to the number 5 car. Really working the grip on those fresher tires. Tim Bills trying to get something started. Gets a little bit loose there, trying to shake some of the marbles off the tires. Schaefer Jr. back in 4th position, running that middle groove as well. Here comes Ben Nile, the 72 car. Was able to get back up into 5th position before the 3rd caution flag came out tonight. And now trying to make something out of it. Battle for second still continuing between Tim Bills and Matt Rolf. Rolf to the high side. Here comes Bills to the inside. Can he catch the momentum out of 2? He's going to continue to dive those corners. Slowly but surely working his way up to the door level of Rolf. Side by side into the first turn. What a beautiful battle here for second position. Out of turn number 2 into the backstretch. He's going to work the lower groove still, and he's going to push a little bit there. And I think Rolf's going to have some momentum out of 4 to take back second position. Oh, but Bills finding some lower groove magic, hanging on for the side-by-side action. These guys not giving each other an inch. Still beautiful side-by-side battle into lap number 144. Bills determined to get by the 5 car as he still works that lower groove. Schaefer Jr. back there in the 97 car looking on to this battle in front of him. Into the backstretch they roar towards turn number 3, and Tim Bills has a nose ahead of the 5 car. Out of turn number 4, Rolf starting to lose some momentum on the outside groove as Bills starting to pick up some momentum here on the inside, down the backstretch towards turn number 3. That 37 car really working it into the front stretch towards lap 147 now. Tim Bills is going to be scored in second position. Rolf just back behind him. Oh, he's going to slide a little bit, and now the 5 car is going to get back into second position. All that hard work has just obliterated in a backstretch coming out of turn number 2 for Tim Bills. Got just a little bit loose, and that quick, folks. He has fallen and is back into 3rd position. And a steadfast number 5, Bell South of Matt Rolf, will be back in second position with ease here as he works his way into the backstretch. Just about a 3/10 second gap between him and Bills heading into turn number 3. Schaefer Jr. now can see Nile working his way closer and closer with each turn. Nile's trying to work the inside groove, trying to follow the Tim Bills methodology of passing here. Kikorian back there in 6th position. That Exalta car back behind Ben Nile. Tim Bills still trying to make it happen there in 2nd position. And it looks like the momentum battle is just too much at this point for the 37, as he's just going to have to try to hold on, because now here comes the 97 of Joe Schaefer Jr. Kikorian looks to come up and battle the 72 of Nile, as he's going to look to the inside, looking to be the quicker car. Into the backstretch he goes. Less than 50 laps remaining now, folks. Derek Robinson with a beautiful lead. Into the backstretch, 3.6 second lead. Total of 106 now, soon to be 107 laps led as he's working his way to the inside of Mark Royer. And that number 8 car in his own atmosphere here tonight. Down the backstretch into the 3rd turn. Tim Bills still working the inside of Matt Rolf. Bound and determined on that lower groove. This 37 car will not go away. Just when Rolf has a chance to breathe, here comes Tim Bills again to challenge for that 2nd position slot. across the start-finish line. Into lap 157 they go, now into the backstretch. Tim Bell still to the inside of Matt Rolfe. Kikorian looks to challenge Niall. He's really working it coming out of turn number 4. Niall looks like he's fallen off the pace just a little bit. Schaefer Jr., all he can do is sit back and watch the battle ahead of him and hope something happens that's going to give him some daylight. Out of the 4th turn into the front stretch towards lap 160 now. Beautiful work on that inside group to hang with the middle group tonight as they make their way towards Royer just ahead. Robinson makes his way out of the 4th turn into the front stretch. 161 underway now. Rolfe and company through turn number 2 into the backstretch. And Royer, the lap car, up to the high side as Rolfe goes down low. Taking the 5 car a little out of his comfort zone. He's been working that middle groove, feeling really comfortable. Now has to work the lower groove to get around the lap car. Here comes Tim Bills. Opportunities presenting themselves with these lap cars just ahead. As it looks like it's the 54 car of Devin Rattal. So Rolfe to the inside. Oh, and Kikorian back there. The inside of Royer. Schaefer Jr. will pass by Rattal as well as Niall, and now Kikorian goes by Rattal to the inside. Ian Lane, the 98 car, running that mellow yellow throwback paint scheme, in 7th position. Driver tonight started 16th. Looking to be about 6.7 seconds towards the 7-second marker now behind your race leader. Robinson not given any room or letting off at all here into lap 167. And a little wall contact with Bills. Some daylight finally between the 5 and the 37 car. Matthew Eddy, the 88 car, once again the lap traffic on the high side. Here comes Matt Rolfe to the inside. The 88 car is going to hug the wall as Schaefer Jr. makes his way to the inside. Amazingly, Gareth Gonder out there, Canadian driver, started 4th, had some heavy damage, brought out the caution flag, the 3rd caution flag, getting on that gas right about this point. Has worked his way back to 9th position and a lap car. Mark Royer is going to be taken out there in turn number 3. And the 74 car battling to the inside, that is Connor Blaze. So actually this is going to be a self-inflicted wound as the 65 of Royer is going to make contact with the wall down the backstretch, come in, bounce off the number 4 of Wendell Stratton, and which in turn will get himself loose and up into the wall to the entry point of turn number 3. Go back one more time. We'll go on board here with the 65 car. definitely hear the damage on that motor. So Gareth Gonder is going to come down pit road. Cars will be bunched up yet again. Less than 25 laps will remain here, folks, as now the pace car crossing that start-finish line. Again, this is the Sobo Throwback, the tongue twister of the night, the Sobo Throwback 200 here at South Boston Speedway. If you're interested in seeing what this league is about, you can find them on the web, racesara.com. Beautiful looking paint schemes there. These throwback paint schemes of their favorite NASCAR driver or also their local home track hero. Lights now off that pace car. We're going to be back green on lap 178. Pace car set to go into the pits. There it goes. And there goes Robinson. And the green flag's out. 178 underway, and we're back racing towards that conclusion here tonight. And Rolfe wasting no time to the outside of Robinson. Across the start-finish line in the first couple turns. Look at the two-wide action. Robinson now looking to try to get back out to breathing room depth between him and Rolfe. Bill's really on Rolfe's bumper. Those two have been battling out for that second position slot pretty much the last 60 laps. Into the front stretch, into lap 182, getting closer and closer. And it's going to be about go time, and we're going to have a caution. And looking on the field as we bounce around looking here. Looked like it might have been the two of Scott Dunlap. Let's go back and take a look at the replay on the number 2 car. Not the number 2 car, but it's going to be the 52 of Edmond. And judging by how he's working his way through that second turn, he's looking really loose. And it may have been just some slight contact getting him up into the wall of turn number 2. Taking a look at your top 5 here as we're under the yellow flag pacing. It's Robinson, Rolfe, Bills, Schaefer Jr., and Nile are your top 5. Summary statistics: out of 184 completed, 5 cautions, 2 of which coming out in the last 20 laps. 3 total lead changes here tonight. Robinson picking up the most laps led, total of 138. Right behind him in 45 was the 72 of Ben Nile, pole sitter here tonight. Joe Schaefer Jr. with a total of 2 laps. Those are your lap leaders, your 3 lead changes. Talking about some things coming up tomorrow night in the Digital Forge lineup. We'll be back in action short track racing style. Street stocks with the Bump and Run Street Stock Series, Loose Lug Nuts Racing League, as well as TWCVM. That's Virtual Motorsports, TWC Virtual Motorsports. Lights off that pace car. Cars bunched up, and watch for Robinson on the restart as the pace car goes into the pits, and there
Green
goes
flag,
Robinson. Beautiful restart into lap 188, wasting no time. Rolf dives down into the lower groove, protecting that inside, knowing that Tim Bills has been working that inside groove all night. Schaefer Jr. trying to run the outside on Bills. He's going to lose the momentum out of the fourth turn across the start-finish line. Bills hangs on to third position. And now Nile to the inside of Hamlin. Kukorian just ahead in the high groove. And we got some incidents here. Looks like Gareth Gonder yet again involved in an incident right there at pit entry. Go back and take a look at the replay. To the inside of Snyder, behind Hamlin and Lane. Right there is going to receive a nice little helping hand from the 38 car of Clay Snyder, and around goes the 41 of Gareth Gonder. Going to try to dirt track and save it there in turn number 4. Won't be able to do so. So he does an excellent job getting off the track down on the apron at the result of a little bit of wall contact at the pit entry. But take a look at the battle there. The 11 car of Sorensen is going to go up into the wall and see some sparks fly there in turn number 4. As the 52 car got into him there. So with 9 laps to go, 6 total caution flags have flown here tonight at South Boston. While one might say it's helping the cause of the number 8 of Derek Robinson with these beautiful restarts he's been having here tonight, it's also on the other side of the coin given an opportunity to keep these cars bunched up and keep that 8 car from really running through the field. We'll have to see if Matt Rolfe has a beautiful restart here on the next, when we get the go-ahead here in a few laps. It's going to take a beautiful outside restart from Rolfe. As now the light comes off the pace car, it's going to be 6 to go. When that green flag flies, Tim Bills will be to the inside of Joe Schaefer Jr. David Kukorian to the inside of Darrell Hamlin. That's your top 6. Pace cars set to go into the pits this time around. Watch that restart on Robinson here, folks. The number 8 car to the inside as the pace car now into the pits.
Green flag.
And
green
there
flag.
goes the 8. A beautiful restart for Derek Robinson now back to the race lead with 5 laps to go when he crosses that start-finish line next. Off the wall. Oh, there's a big slip up at Tim Bills.
Caution is out.
Oh, this is interesting. Late race drama. As Rolfe really made contact with that wall. The guy that got the brunt of it, the 37 of Tim Bills. And take a look at the damage on that car. He is smoking heavily. He's going to try to limp this one around. A couple other cars have some smoke. Let's go back and take a look. Nerves definitely weighing out the driving racecraft here late in the race. Here is the restart. Keep your eye on number 5 of Matt Rolfe. Right about there, he's going to make contact with the wall, come down, possibly make contact with Tim Bills. Not sure if Tim Bills is just trying to avoid it. Oversteered the car, got really loose right there in front of Joe Schaefer Jr., Darrell Hamlin, David Kukorian to the inside, Bill Nile to the inside. And here comes a slew of cars making contact with Schaefer Jr. Gonder really the magnet of cautions here tonight. Into the side of Joe Schaefer Jr. and Tim Bills. So both the 97 car and the 37 car are going to see some heavy damage. Looks like Hamlin as well is going to have some heavy damage on his car coming into the front stretch. Still continuing to work it away. These cars are spewing out some heavy smoke. A lot of engine damage. 3 laps to go, folks, and this is going to be a beauty. Looks like this one's going to end actually. This one's going to end under the caution flag, folks. Thought we was going to have at least a 1-lap shootout. But as the pace car makes its way into the front stretch, white flag now comes out into the air. And it looks like Derek Robinson's going to come away with the victory. Matt Rolfe in second. David Krikorian looks out with the caution flag, even though he's battled in the top 5 all night. 66 Exalta car will finish third. Darrell Hamlin, hanging on with the damage, will finish in there. It sounds like an engine just blew on a car. '98 of Ian Lane, the mellow yellow car, will hang on for 6th position. And the fireworks display here, folks, will take you up to our blimp cam. Derek Robinson, the number 8 car, a total of 153 laps led tonight. Our blimp moves closer and closer to those fireworks. We're going to look to get some driver interviews here for you now, folks, as we look to go in with the look to get it from our 3rd place finisher here tonight. And I hopefully got your name right here, David. I do apologize. I call you David Krikorian. Is that correct pronunciation, first of all?
Yeah, you nailed it.
All right. First try. That's good. So definitely a hard-fought battle here tonight for the Sobo Throwback 200 at South Boston. Really worked your way through the top 10 here tonight. Tell us, how did the cars seem to handle with the warmer temperatures? We were kind of wondering if the outside line was really going to pan out well. It looked like both inside and outside were working really well. What seemed to work the best for you?
Well, last season, it was the high line would dominate, then the bottom line would get better when the tires wore even more, but the middle kind of dominated most of the race, and after I got a bunch of damage, my car could only really run the middle to keep up.
You're able to hold on and keep it there, and by the grace of a late race caution flag, you finish in the 3rd position slot here tonight. Is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your 3rd place finish here at South Boston?
Want to thank the guys at Wheeling and Dealing. Congrats to our teammate Joe. Came away with the championship after all that. Matt Rolfe for putting on this league and putting together this whole broadcast race, and this throwback thing was pretty damn cool.
Well, congratulations again working it through, and I think you did Jeff Gordon proud with that Exalta paint scheme on your car here tonight. But congratulations again on your 3rd place finish.
Thank you.
We're going to go now to Matt Rolfe, finisher in 2nd position. Guy who started in 2nd finishes in the same position here tonight in the Bell South number 5. Matt, tell us, really battled hard there with a few drivers there. We've seen Tim Bills. You guys really battling. Tim Bills really trying to work that inside groove on you. That middle groove momentum really working to your favor here tonight. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts on the race here at South Boston.
Yeah, it was a tough race overall. We run 4 divisions here, and we've learned throughout the last couple seasons that the outside groove really comes in throughout the race, and so Derek had a really good car. He had the car to beat all night, I think. I think the only person that could have maybe got to him was Tim Bills there. And when Tim got to me, he finally was able to get underneath me, and I gave him the bottom, and then I found out that the outside was good enough just to hold him off there for a while. Pretty sure I beat off the right side of the car quite a bit, hitting the wall about every other lap, but it was just enough to hold him off, and it sucks for him at the end there. I know I hit the wall, and he kind of got loose after that and gave him a worse finish than what he deserved, but it was a great battle overall and pretty good racing overall all night.
Is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your runner-up finish?
I just got to thank the guys in the team. Derek, who won the race, he worked on a setup and got this thing going pretty good. I ran the same thing as him, but I didn't have anything for him. So thanks to all the Turn 4 Racing guys and T4X. And then I don't know if you mentioned it throughout the night, but I'm the league admin, so I got to thank our sponsors here, GM Parts Experts. They came on board for our Pro Late Model and Super Late Model divisions, so big thanks to them. And then Grassroots Vintage for our SK Modified series, and Callaway Investments for our Street Stock series. So big thanks to all the league sponsors.
All right, congratulations again on your runner-up finish tonight, Matt.
Thanks.
Going to go live now with the number 8
Right.
car. Looked really dominant here tonight. 153 total laps led for you, Derek. Really, the key thing tonight, I think, with the 6 cautions that we had was beautiful restarts coming out of turn number 4. Once that pace car was in, you had to definitely try to get yourself a little bit of distance between you and Matt, and you definitely were able to do so. And it seems like once you got up there, you really just kind of shot out to almost like a 3-second gap between you and Matt. Tell us a little bit about how the car handled.
Yeah, the car handled well. It was tight on the short run there, on the early run. Even on restarts, it was tight. So getting out front was key. But after 3 or 4 laps, tire pressures came up a little bit. It started to come back in, and then it just stayed consistent from there on out. So I really had really good drive off, which I think it's where I was getting the majority of the people.
What was it like driving through, once you started to pull away, notice you probably had about a 3-second gap, you found yourself into a lot of lap traffic, really trying to swim your way through the lap traffic and still maintain a decent-sized gap. What was kind of your thoughts going through your mind, the strategy that you had to play to try to keep that pace up while working through that lap traffic?
Yeah, I mean, the guys who I was coming up on to lap or lap down again, they were really respectful tonight, so I appreciate that. The majority of them stayed up high, which is where I was not running, so I was running low, and that really helped. And so the lap down cars really did me a favor in giving me plenty of room. And that was really the difference maker there, is I can get through them pretty quick. There was a couple of battles where guys are battling for position, and I wasn't trying to push the issue too much, being I did have a little bit of gap, try to let them get it figured out, and then work my way around them. And something to work out.
All right. Is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your victory here at South Boston?
Absolutely. I'd like to thank you for hosting this race. I'd like to thank Matt for the league and what he does for the league. The throwback paint schemes tonight that everyone did was awesome to see. Also would like to thank Turn 4 Racing for help with setups. We got some more guys on board later on this year, and it's helped out tremendously. And I just can't wait until next season.
All right, Derek, congratulations on a dominant performance here tonight. Again, 153 total laps led. Able to take that 8 car into victory lane tonight. Congratulations again, and we'll look forward to seeing what you got next season.
All right, thank you.
There you have it, folks. What a great race here tonight. The top 10 been on your screen for you to look at. Derek Robinson, Matt Rolfe, David Krikorian, Darrell Hamlin, and Ben Nile, your pole sitter here tonight. The number 72 car, 45 laps led for him. We'll round out your top 5. Ian Lane, Clay Snyder, Evan Sorensen, Tim Bills, Gareth Gonder, will round out your top 10. Especially a good feat there for the 41 car, hanging in there, being able to hold on and pull away a top 10, being involved in at least 3 of the 6 cautions here tonight. Looking on back, Connor Blaze, Russell Berry, Matthew Eddy holding on for 13th place finish, Scott Bell, Cody Inman. Joe Schaefer Jr. unfortunately caught up in the incident, will fall back to 16th position. Tough break for the 97, been running up in the top 5 all night. Jason Battis, Wendell Stratton, Devin Rittal, Mark Royer will finish through 20. And rounding out your field here tonight in 21st position, Scott Dunlap, Dylan Little, Jason Stewart, Ty Spearman, and Michael Baxter will round out the field. Again, I want to give a special shout out tonight to the sponsors. Matt Rolfe talking about it earlier. As we take a look, Callaway Investments, folks, providing more. They were the sponsor for the Street Stocks, providing more than 80 rental homes as well as vacation homes in the Panama City, Florida area. Also, Grassroots Vintage. They sponsored the SK Modified Division, aiming to revive short track racing community by providing apparel designs with a retro feel to them. Also offers consulting designs, printing, and races for racers and teams. GM Parts Experts. They are your one-stop shop for GM parts needs, offering original equipment replacement parts at rock bottom prices, providing same-day shipping and backing it all with a price match guarantee. Visit them on the web, folks, gmpartsexperts.com for more information. That is going to do it for us here tonight, folks. This was the Sobo Throwback 200. The Sim Auto Racing Association, you can find them on the web at racesara.com. Coming up tomorrow night, Loose Lug Nuts, TWCM, and their Bump and Run Street Stock Series will be in action 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But that will do it for us here tonight. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast, folks. I'm Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, and we'll see you tomorrow night.